views. You've been, it's fair to say, I think, one of the more passionate pro-Israel members of parliament in Australia in recent memory. How outraged or shocked have you been by the story emerging out of Israel about the treatment of the Australian citizen there who died in that Israeli jail cell?
Ben Ziggy comes from a very respected family in the Melbourne Jewish community. It's a tragedy what happened to him. I'm very grateful that the Israeli court system operates despite the disgraceful attack on it by that Israel basher, Christine Milne, who had no evidence for what she said last week on AM. They are going to have an investigation into the negligence of prison officials that someone who was on suicide watch wasn't properly supervised. Can we be such great critics in Australia? Because after all, that's happened when we've asked Queensland and New South Wales Police to keep a special eye on Aboriginal people too. So it's, you know, let's not cast the first stone on that alone. But here in Australia, I'm pleased to hear that both the Israeli government and the Australian government say that there was no conflict between our security agencies over Mr Ziggy.
Are you concerned that there's been a cover-up?
No, in fact, it's now emerging quite clearly to me that there hasn't been a cover-up, that there was due process with him having very famous civil rights lawyer Avigdor Lieberman and Avigdor Feldman, sorry, Avigdor Lieberman's of course the foreign minister, three lawyers and the chief magistrate of Rishon LeZion, which is a very important town around where that prison is, did a year-long investigation and has represented the interests of the family. There's two issues. There was the issue of negligence in the Israeli prison system, and then there's the issue of the revelation of his identity and the factors that led to him being jailed. It's I really wonder why and who was behind fingering his identity. That has had obvious consequences for him, and I wonder why no one has focused on that as much as I think they should. I mean, it's extraordinary to me, Peter, that this has got as much coverage as it has by our Middle East correspondents, but the fact that a person with an Australian passport killed 5 tourists in Bulgaria, and that there are people from this Hezbollah organisation active in Sydney and going backwards and forwards to Syria, that has got much less publicity than it deserves, and it's an active danger to people in Sydney. It's the old Jewish joke of Jackie Mason, you know, look, there are 3 Jewish accountants on the corner, quick, we better cross the road, we're scared of them. I mean, the Ziggy case is of no threat to Australians. These people who are with Hezbollah and coming backwards and forwards to Sydney are of threat to Australia. God forbid that they should put into practice some of the evil things that they've learnt over there. We don't want any successful attack on mainland Australia, and we have to say, whatever we think of the Australian security agencies, that they have prevented there being a single successful attack. 7 groups of people arrested, 35 under our laws, charged, convicted under Australian law. It's a great credit to this society that we've managed to handle it so equitably but preserve the safety of Australians. All
right, Michael Danby, we appreciate you joining us on this edition of Contrarians. Are you happy to stay with us? We're going to go take a commercial break.
No problems.
That's